Ich muss irgendwie immer an dich denken.
Bist du etwa verliebt in mich?
It all began with a prank gone wrong. The kind that should have ended in laughter, but instead pulled Yara straight into Kiki's world. And what followed wasn't ordinary love. It was the kind everyone around them said could never exist. Her family wanted control. Her community wanted silence. But Yara wanted freedom. And in Kiki, she found it. Together, they turned a forbidden romance into something no one saw coming. This is the story of love that ends not in heartbreak, but in rebellion. This is Bonnie and Bonnie. Let's dive into their story. Yara's life isn't her own. Every day, it's rules, responsibilities, and looking after her younger siblings. The only time she actually feels free is when she's out with her friends, pulling pranks just to shake off the weight of it all. But one of those pranks doesn't go the way she expects.
Okay, dann die. Jetzt mach. Mach.
Es war nur ein Prank, ich sollte bloß deine Hand nehmen, mehr nicht. Okay.
The moment their eyes met, something undeniable was there. After that encounter, Yara couldn't shake it from her mind. It was like Kiki had slipped under her skin, impossible to ignore. And it turns out, Kiki couldn't either. She'd spot Yara when she was out with her friends, just watching, not saying a word. Then one day, Kiki shows up where Yara works, and instead of small talk, she does something wild. She takes Yara out in a stolen car. For Yara, who's used to nothing but rules and walls, that ride felt like the best time of her life, a taste of freedom she'd never had before. And from that moment, she was pulled deeper into Kiki's world.
Und woher hast du die? Was mit der Narbe?
Vom Spiel mit meiner großen Schwester Sunny. Sie lebt in Frankreich.
And in that moment, they shared their first kiss. Soft, electric, and completely forbidden. After that kiss, the rules Yara once lived by didn't matter anymore. At home, she was the daughter expected to obey, to take care of her siblings, to never step out of line. But with Kiki, all of that faded. Suddenly, she was sneaking out, lying about where she'd been, breaking curfews, chasing nights that felt stolen from another life. It was like Yara was breathing for the first time. Together, they carved out a world that was theirs alone, reckless, beautiful, and impossible to resist.
Gut, Lady.
But that bubble couldn't last forever. One night, Yara's brother caught them together. He'd always had his eye on Kiki, and seeing his own sister with her drove him mad. Furious, he warned Yara to stay away, telling her this could never go on. Yet he didn't dare tell their father. The truth would shatter him.
Dein Handy. Gib mir dein Handy. Du siehst sie nie wieder. Willst du das Barb wirklich antun?
Instead, he tried to control it himself, keeping Yara on a leash she refused to accept. Still, Yara couldn't stay away.
Ich schleich mich irgendwie raus.
21 Uhr, Schwanwiki. Zieh dir was Schickes an, ja?
Still, Yara couldn't stay away. Even after her brother's threats, she kept sneaking out whenever she got the chance. Being with Kiki was like being hooked on something she couldn't quit. Dangerous, thrilling, irresistible. And Kiki, with all her wild energy and defiance, only pulled her in deeper. No matter the risks, they just couldn't be separated. For a while, it almost felt like things were normal again. One night, they even went out with their friends, laughing, drinking, like they were just two girls having fun. But after the party, Yara couldn't resist. She went over to Kiki's place, Another night of sneaking out, another secret to keep. Only this time, her brother noticed she was gone. Furious, he went straight to Kiki's apartment and found her there. And what he did next, it wasn't just anger. It was ugly, cruel, the kind of thing that couldn't stay hidden. By the next day, their names were everywhere. They were trending, exposed. And when her father saw the truth, that his daughter had been with a woman, his answer wasn't to ask why, it was to crush it, to try and force Yara into an engagement she never wanted.
Wegen dir muss Yara diesen scheiß Nachbarn heiraten. Sie hasst diesen scheiß Nachbarn. Ist alles deine Schuld.
When Kiki found out what Yara's father was planning, that they would force her into an engagement to erase everything they had, she snapped. And in that moment, she did the craziest thing she could think of. She ran. But she didn't run alone. She pulled Yara with her. 2 girls against the world, no plan, no safety net, just the wild idea that love was worth risking everything for. For the first time, they weren't sneaking around or hiding in the shadows. They were choosing each other, no matter the cost. And once they crossed that line, there was no going back. Bonnie and Bonnie is one of those movies that stays with you long after it ends. It's beautiful, heartbreaking, and honestly, it's the kind of story that makes you wish the world was kinder to love. Watching Yara and Kiki together, the way they look at each other, the way their chemistry just fills every scene, it feels so real. And maybe that's what makes it so sad, because their world refuses to let them just be happy. I won't spoil the very end here, but trust me when I say it's a ride. One that might just break your heart, but in the most beautiful way possible. If you love stories about love that dares to fight back, you have to check this out. And hey, if you enjoyed this recap, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment about what you thought of the movie, and don't forget to subscribe. It helps more than you know and lets me keep bringing you more of these stories. Thanks for watching.